Welcome to the 2010 Oceania 9-ball championships. I'm Jamie Stevens. Alongside me is Jake McCartney, which is doing the lag now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Benny Nunan's hit it a bit strong, and he has been smashed up in the lag. So it'll be John Wim versus Ben Nunan. John Wim will break the first frame. So before we get proceedings under play, you will see it during the match. Ben Nunan, possibly the worst fashion person in Australia, has chosen possibly the worst shirt you've ever seen. Those cuffs, they were blue and white, but he's actually painted them all white just to try and set a statement. I don't know if it's going to fly or not, but we'll see what happens during the course of the next 12 months. Okay, so John Wim to start the break. Just another thing too, myself and Jake don't play any 9-ball. I've played about 4 frames of 9-ball in my life.
I've played about 6 in 20 years. So
just excuse us if we just don't sort of choose the right shot all the time, because we are 8-ball players. But John's he's put in a big break, but he's let the white ball go a bit. From what I know, that 9-ball players like to try and keep the white ball central to the table, and he looks like he's got away from him.
And I don't think he's got a shot on the one.
Difficult to tell. Our angle's a little bit strange. It looks like he would be playing a push out if he didn't. So it looks like he's on this one ball.
A little bit of swerve, maybe.
Oh, he's having a look. Yep, you're right, Jake. He's got to play a bit of swerve. Pretty difficult to play a push out here, because it's sort of hard to leave him on the one. He doesn't want to have to go back in and play. Scratched.
Not the start.
Now this is not ideal. Oh, he's actually been reasonably fortunate given where it is. It could have been a very simple.
That is called a strawberry in April.
Actually, I'll tell you what, Benny might be able to play a billiard shot here and pop the 9 first shot. Ball in hand. Looks fairly on.
Very thin if you can.
Looks fairly on from the camera angle there, but it is a little bit deceiving. You've got a bit of an angle. I think if it was on, he would have almost played it immediately, but he's lining up to do it for sure, so maybe it is on. As you can see, the cuffs, they're just horrible. We've actually dared him to paint them red. They look a bit like Ronald McDonald.
He looks like a tea towel. He's wrapped himself up in a tea towel.
No, he's actually just going to play a safety, so this billiard shot must not be on, so
I
he's going to
reckon
get a sneak. He's not sure. Just going to have a quick look around at some of the guys that do play. It's funny if there's a 30-second rule in 9-ball. So apparently you can take 3 years to play a shot. And Ben Nunan is known as one of the slowest players in Australia, so that's what he's doing. He has tried to play, but he's played it in such a way. He's played it as a shot to nothing, where he's left his opponent nothing. A very smart shot from Benny. I'm sure people have seen Benny play plenty of times on other footage that's covered on various websites out there. He's a very decorated 8-ball player, as well as a fairly decent snooker player as well. Don't know much about John Wims, but he's the other New South Wales guys here rate him very highly, so he can obviously play the game.
I watched him earlier, and I think I seen him play the biggest shot I've ever seen. It was a jump shot. He jumped over a ball and got position. It wasn't small.
Yeah, I personally, I don't do jump shots. They just don't work for me. So I'm not sure if he's actually hit that ball.
Was that a foul? I reckon that was a foul.
Like a foul. Yep.
All over.
He's conceded the frame, because obviously you can see the one on the 9.
The tea towel goes 1-0 up.
Even my dead grandmother would have got that. So
and breaking 1-0.
So big Benny breaking off. He's got that sideways action, the big down. You watch his cue bend as it hits the table. There it goes. Oh no, he's lifted up and he's scratched. That's a bubba. The ball, he has absolutely punished that break, but couldn't keep the wide on the table.
And this is not looking very good.
Apparently he's prone to do. Did he double?
Benny actually straight in the middle. Benny Nunan does that Naples a lot.
Benny Nunan has actually said to us one year. He said, if you go straight in off without any touching of the ball, just go straight off the middle, you're a spastic. So Benny, you're a spastic. I don't think we'll see John do anything fancy here. He's just going to run the balls out. He's actually fallen, I reckon, a little touch short there. He wanted to be on the opposite side of this so they could just run through the upper side. Oh, now he's going to have to score off it with a bit more power. Oh, bang! Look at that! Look at that! He's just squared that right up. Bang! That was perfect.
Bang! Kapow! Huge.
It's a great angle of the killing action.
Actually, cannot miss this if he tried.
And as you can see, he's hit that straight at the rail and still went in. That's the glory of 9 ball, folks.
Cannot miss down a rail if you try.
As predicted, John's just running these balls out, nothing fancy, but his position of play after that initial shot on the 3 ball has been just absolutely spot on. So just the simple stuff left to do now for John. He's just going to bring the white ball back to the centre of the table, or just in line with the centre of the table, and then have the simplest of lines. He's just laid up and gone 37 rails and got right lined instead.
And there's another shot you just cannot miss. $4.
And more chance to follow this and miss it.
$4. 1-all.
So John Wim 1-all, breaking off. You notice they all break from the side. They just load up on the power.
He's got the biggest break I've seen in this room today as well. That's huge.
Oh, he's just caned it, but nothing's gone in.
Come up dry.
And once again, he's lost that white. Like I said, they like to be on the centre of the table. Benny is $1.04 to play a push out here. The 3 ball is absolutely out of commission, so it's not really going to matter who pots the 2 unless they're able to disturb the black and the 8 and 3. So Benny's not going to be too worried about playing a push out here. Probably just put it on the bottom rail near the far left corner. What would I know?
That's not bad.
I guess he didn't want to be immediately put back in.
Well, he has got the choice now to put him back in or not.
Personally, I'd put it back in myself.
So would I.
Even when you play a push out, you still must hit a cushion. So Benny's made sure he's hit a cushion, but he has left it up pretty tight. So it's a good push out. John's not happy, sending Ben back in, and I think that's the right decision.
And I'm tipping right now, Benny is saying to himself,
normally when someone plays a push out, they've got an idea of what they'll probably do if they do get sent back in the back of their head. And that was probably what Benny was thinking the whole time. He's always playing a snooker safety type shot.
Got a bit unlucky.
Well, there's been a bit unlucky. And I think what we'll probably see here is John. Yeah, I think he'll play a very similar shot. You'll either send players like a fairly straight double and send the 1 on the right and left, or he'll hit it fairly full and play that towards the 2 ball. Probably the better shot because the whatever the hell that pink ball is it the 5?
Left side of the yellow. Or not.
No, he's
gone behind the 4 ball.
Played another snooker safety. So these are shots that we just don't play, no ball, is it, Joe?
No. We actually would probably try and cut that.
Run around off 4 rails, getting the cannon on the 8 ball, and it's clear.
2 totally different games.
Now we aren't talking shit, obviously, but so Ben might play a sort of a shot to nothing double here. He has done that indeed. It was a shot to nothing, as you can see, and once again he's just gone just slightly too far. This might be a similar type safe. It's a bit trickier. So I think we'll probably see him just flick off the left-hand side of it, or right-hand side as he plays the shot, and take the white ball around the angles back up. Just try and get it behind the balls up the end there. Especially his ideal shot would be to try and disturb the balls while playing a safety shot at the same time. That's black and 8 and 3 are really out of commission. I don't reckon he wanted a double kiss there. And he's left it on.
I was this is actually quite funny, but before when Ben was standing alongside this table and I was looking at him where I could see him from, and I could see his schnoz, and this shirt, it reminded me of that old Mr. Squiggle. Remember him, Jamie?
I do remember Mr. Squiggle.
That was a good shot there by Ben. He actually reminded me of Mr. Squiggle. I don't know why.
Well, all I can say is upside
Mr.
down.
Squiggle couldn't pot that one though. I'll give you the red hot tip.
Benny's left himself a super angle there. He's definitely going to try and pop this and develop the three ball.
Love the shirt, Ben. Love it, mate.
The tea towels.
You're the promoter of tea towels.
There it is, and he's actually put a bit much on it.
That could be.
He would have liked to have hit the 8 ball. I think just the full ball there and just develop the 3. He'd be right behind it.
Does this 3 actually sneak under the 7?
I think if it doesn't, we'll just see him play this thin, get a good safety on the white on the bottom row. He'll just use the 5 ball to cover it, whatever the hell that ball is. It's the 6.
It looks like a pretty pink. Actually, it looks like there's 2 pink balls.
The colour's quite deceiving on your camera.
The 9 ball looks white.
It doesn't really matter which ball it is. We know which one he's trying to get it behind. The white ball's going to come up sort of, about a foot away from the 6 ball.
Or does he actually just try and stun the 3 in between the 7 and 4? I think it is.
I think he's playing your shot, Jake.
That one.
That's a super shot as well.
Tell you what, I'm not bad for a bloke that doesn't play 9 ball. Or maybe it's too hard.
There you go. My shot was better.
Oh my God.
So that's actually 3 times that Benny's actually overplayed a safety. So perhaps he's just a bit strong at the moment on the shot. I'm sure the race to 11, it won't take him long to get that pace right. Watching the safety 9 ball because it's not all about potting and just going berserk and just potting everything that's inside because you can't miss.
Not like Efren Reyes, he just doesn't miss.
But this is a tricky shot.
Well, I think
he sort of plays a shot to nothing as well.
centre pocket.
Oh, that's actually incredibly lucky for a square pocket to go straight enough like that.
I'm going to make the call right now. I'm going to say Ben Nunan 2-1. He don't miss these.
I did see him miss a ball like this once in about 1940. It's not even that old. He wasn't born yet.
See how quick he gets down.
It was just a little spur.
It's just taken about 3.5 milliseconds to actually just do this out.
Yeah, obviously for people that know these two guys, they don't muck around as far as speed's concerned. Once they're amongst the balls, it's bang, 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 bang. It's just their natural style. He's hit that absolutely perfect. So now just
come on, the tea
touch
towel.
a left-hand side here. There it is. You get a left-hand side. You get it right on the table.
Go the tea towel.
And you, once again, absolutely perfect. Just run through onto the A. Hello. Good
Oh
night.
yeah. Why wouldn't you make it look easy, tea towel? Any danger tucking your belt in your
That
hobo or
belt's
what?
just flicking out a bit there. He's just unwashed, isn't he, Benny? He's just a filth master.
Oh, mate,
2-1.
special.
So Benny off to break. He's leading 2-1. He breaks the opposite side of the table too. He really aims well on that white. Tries to get some action. Bang! One ball goes straight in, and he is. Oh, he does not want this to cluster up, and it has. So the question is the 3 ball on? I would say probably yes.
Yeah, it's on.
But
Getting position is not easy.
he
though.
does need to use a fair bit of left-hand side just to run the white across. Ideally, would like to come just before the 6 ball and off the side low and behind the 3. Problem he has is getting back to the 4, Jake. That's not easy.
I think if he actually lands anywhere where he's got a shot on the 3, he lands on the 4.
So here's the side.
And
He's
that
just
is
missed at 6
absolutely
as I predicted.
Perfect.
The problem is here.
He pots the 3 and he stuns into the 7. He is perfect.
Stuns into the 7, but I think the
Off the bottom rail, hits the 7.
isn't the ball he wants to hit, Jake, up the other end of the table behind the 9, or have I got the balls mixed up again?
Well, actually, it's a fair kill. Maybe. I didn't even see that one behind the 9.
We really do need that thing down the bottom we like to have on the the TV where that has all the numbers and the colours and stuff like that. That's what we need right now because we're too drunk.
The pink, and what's that other ball? What's that one next to the
sure
3?
The pink is the 4 and the orange is the 5.
Oh,
I like a bit of pink though.
The pink and the orange is actually.
So Benny obviously he's actually very wisely because he knew there's no way he was getting on that floor without a miracle. Has played a very good safety shot.
Well, it just shows how much I'm off my head because I thought that ball was actually the 4.
Speaking of brilliant people, absolute phenomenons.
There's actually
James
a bloke.
started the donkey, the snooker playing legend,
James
and also
Misfit.
now second-time Victorian state team
He
member,
is a
has
freak.
walked into the room. This is huge for everybody.
Freak
That's
show,
a
we
part
call
of
him.
this occasion.
If you actually play him in 8 ball, you just don't get near him. You just don't miss the kid.
I'll tell you what, anybody watching that shot there might think he's been really lucky, but he has played that with such control and precision. He has deliberately tried to play safe. That's a fantastic shot.
And I'm not lying yet, little Dim Sims just said, poked his head in. If anybody knows Steve Tran, little Chinaman, he's just made his 400 stateside.
Anybody that can speak Chinese or Vietnamese or whatever, DUA, alright? Just
DUA. DUA. Or do you know Sharpie? Sharpie.
We got all the words here. We're not just a commentary crew. We're a
comedian.
We're a
I'll tell you
international
language.
dictionary of swear words. So John Wynn getting out of the sleeve, he'll probably just roll up on his dead weight.
Nah, just smash it, jag it.
We might have underhit this a bit, but the table speeds.
Oh,
so
great.
It's a super shot.
Great. That's stuff that James Misfit does on an 8 ball table. Here's a
Just
freak.
speaking, I did get him 4-0 today, just quietly.
Just quietly.
Jeez, I don't know about
Ben
that shot.
Noonan has just probably played the worst shot this joint will ever
I wouldn't
see.
say the worst shot, but you can see on his ugly head as he's walked by. It's probably not his top 5 favourite shots.
I've decided he's got a head like a smashed crab.
Yeah, like a bulldog chewing a wasp.
Yeah, that one. That one's better.
But,
and he likes wearing tea-towel.
Gus DeGiorgio's in the room as well. For those of you who don't know, he's
Anybody
probably the hairiest bloke in Australia, and he's got
8 years old.
in the Victorian state ball, 8 ball team.
8 years old,
This is
mate.
9 ball, folks, so we'll just shut the hell up for about 8 ball for a little while, won't we?
Gus DeGiorgio at 8 years old is probably the hairiest 8 ball player going around.
That's a great shot.
That's not small.
And he's got a very good angle to get himself amongst the balls too. Not sure if the 5 passes the 7 ball. If it does, though, you can guarantee that this frame is all over. So out comes the rest. Is that his
Solid
tongue?
as a rock.
Is that his tongue hanging out, or just the vision's a bit funny? No, it's not.
It's just a vision. Just a vision.
So I would say with the way he's played that, the 5 definitely passes
I'm
the
not
7.
lying yet. That is not small. That is not small.
Super shot. And it's straight down. This obviously he feels it because he's just straight down. And no stress here.
Roll, and a roll.
Like smoking weed, isn't it, Jake?
Roll, and a roll.
Just have a roll, have another roll.
And then another roll.
Not the weed drug smokers. Yeah, I've never touched it in my life.
Yeah, right. Never will. Putrid stuff.
Jake's actually drug. He's actually rolled too
Oh
far.
my God, what's he doing?
That actually
Yeah.
is extremely quick this time. He's hardly hit that.
Now he's just going to double it and it's sounding like he's just.
It does make me see when he wants to play because like cutting this to me is not too bad a shot, but square pockets a bit trickier. So that's why he's taking his extra time. He's made up his mind. Looks like it is a double, Jake. This goes bang. Nah,
Doesn't
not happy
like
yet.
it.
Nah. Have another go.
Yeah, and he just goes bang.
And it's missed. And I'll tell you what, this is going to lay up. Oh, he's jagged it. No, he's put it right over the hole for Ben Noonan. Couldn't have got any closer. Concedes the frame, drops the 9 in, 3-1.
3-1 to the tea-towel.
Like that. joined by the Vice President of Pure Victoria as well.
Chris Costello. Oh, Benny's got a 9.
Benny's got the 9. The crowd's gone absolutely apeshit.
Just me and Jamie.
Pots the 3 to rub it in. A couple of golf claps says it all.
4-1 to the big time T-Towel. Ben Noonan bringing 4-1 up.
Oh yes, just obviously winner breaks as well. You can really get a run on here with the winner breaks. He's not happy with the white. He thinks, oh yeah, this is where the 9 pots again. This guy's ready for it, set, go, bang.
Boom.
9 does not even move this time. Isn't that amazing?
Ball in though, and the 1 is going to fall fat.
Pots the 9 the last frame. This time it has not even moved. You can see the front ball spot just ahead of the 9. It has not moved a single millimetre.
I think it's moved about 2 mil.
I think it has. So anyway, Benny's decided on 4-1 up. I'm going to go berserk now.
And I reckon he's going to go 5-1 up.
So I think we'll see Benny. This is a key shot in my eyes. He's going to place. He's probably going to try and get down.
Down near the bottom rail and he's flying. Or not.
He's actually decided to leave it thin. That surprises me a little bit.
I don't like that at all. And now he's just made it up. Now he's got to go around the world. Off 2 rails.
Avoid the black. He avoids the black.
Too hard.
And once again, the speed of this table, undoing people. Positional shots. You saw it last.
Nah, he's fine. Just cuts it in the centre of the pocket and goes off 3 rails and falls fat.
Obviously, this is coming from Jake McCartney.
I'm telling you, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. Did I not call that, or did I just call that?
No, you did because you
I did call
a freak.
that. And I played 6 frames of 9 ball in
Did you
my
know
life.
Jake McCartney won Berry? Yes, I know you 9-ball players have no fucking idea what Berry is.
Berry's huge. It's huge. Just getting a kill.
Benny's feeling it now. He's feeling it. It's 5-1.
51 to the T-Towel. 51.
And paint the cuffs red. Benny Noonan 5-1 up.